Hi all, welcome you all back to the lecture video session on the social audit. In the previous lecture video sessions, we have understood what is the corporate social responsibility programs that are going to benefit the local community, what is the scope of the social audit that could be conducted, and what are going to be the approaches, what are the advantages and then the limitations of the social audit. Let's understand what is approaches, what are the approaches to conduct the social audit. There are four general approaches. The first one is the inventory approach. The inventory approach is takes account of all the social activities of the corporation that is undertaken. So it takes care of all kind of programs. Maybe it could be a literacy program, it could be the campaign against the general activities of the people, like it could be the campaign against the drugs, it could be the campaign against the sanitation, or any kind of local programs that is planned. That inventory approach takes care of all these kind of programs. So the cost outlay approach is the second approach. It takes account of the amount that is spent to each one of the program on the each activity individually. So that the cost that is incurred to each one of the program is taken care of in this particular approach. The program management approach is the third kind of approach towards conducting the social audit. In this approach, in addition to all the above approaches like inventory approach and then the cost outlay approach, a statement is made to whether or not the company meet the objectives of each activity or not. Here, analysis will be done, and along with the inventory approach and the cost outlay approach, the program management approach also gives a know-how of every objective and whether or not the company has met the objectives of the program with the reference to the measurement of the performance of each activity. Next one is the cost benefit approach. It is in this particular approach, benefit of each and every expenditure, that is the real worthiness of the objective against the money that is spent, the amount that is spent is already indicated, and it is going to be ascertained, and then it will be indicated in this particular approach. The name itself says that the cost that is incurred, the benefit that has come out of this approach. So both of them are going to be mentioned in this approach. So these four general approaches are carried out with the four-step process of conduction of social audit. Normally the entire social audit is conducted in four different steps. The first step of conducting the social audit is itemizing all the activities with respect to the potential impact that it has carried out. Maybe the digital platform program might have carried the highest impact compared to any other program that the company might have conducted. So it has itemized all the activities with potential impact. And second one is that after itemizing all the activities, second one is that it explains the circumstances that has led to these activities. All of a sudden during the COVID lockdown period, everybody started using the digital platforms very effectively. Probably people, the students who are studying in the schools in the tribal side, tribal areas, might not be exposed to the ICT tools. So there could be a literacy program that the company might have taken up. They might have gone to each one of the household, and they might have taught these people to use the digital platforms or the satellite education for that matter. So it will explain the circumstances led to these kind of activities. And the third step is to conduct an evaluation of the programs. Conduct the evaluation of the programs means the programs that are conducted in the local community have to be evaluated with respect to the situation that has made this program to conduct, and then examine the relationship between the goals of the firm and the society to check the relativeness and then the impact of the goals of the program, whether the goals are met with whether the objectives are met with the impact that it is expected to reach the people. And then finally submit the report to the management for further action. If the objectives are met, then how to make it even more impactful, or how to expand it to the next larger section of the society, or if it is not met, then what are the remedial actions that is to be taken. in order to meet the people. So there are certain ethics that is to be followed by the business. It should not involve itself in the unethical practices. So a code of conduct has to be established by the business organization as soon as it sets up its activities. So what is business ethics? What is the definition of business ethics? It is the set of the moral values that govern the operation of the business, decisions that is to be made, and treating the stakeholders like customers, clients, and the shareholders. Business ethics are always very, very complex, and it is multifaceted. That means to say that there are so many angles that the business ethics are looking into. It has to uphold the interests of the clients, interests of the stakeholders, and interests of the customers, and also the environment that it is surrounding. So the business ethics concerns itself with the relationship between the business objectives, practices, standards, and then the techniques that are followed, and it is to work for the good of the society. So business ethics refers to the socially determined moral values or the principles to govern the business activities. So ultimately it gives the code of conduct to carry the business. So what are the elements of the business ethics? What are the elements? Here we can see the reliability, integrity, transparency, honesty, core values, commitment, social responsibility, trust, connection. These are the elements of the business ethics. So the top management commitment towards all these elements are going to uphold the business the success. So there should be a strong commitment by the top management to the ethical conduct by building and upholding the values of the organization. So the publication of the code of the conduct by the business organization, widely publicized, will definitely uphold the values that the business is going to carry. So the code of the ethics to be documented by the enterprise, it should be published on all its social media platforms, and it is to be referred as the code. The code should cover the fundamental honesty and the adherence to the laws, product safety, and the quality, and it should carry out the health and safety in the workplace. It should see the conflicts of the interest. It should uphold the employment practices. It should give the fairness in selling and the marketing practices. It should also establish the financial reporting every year. So the elements of the business ethics also upholds all these intangible values. Establishment of the compliance mechanisms. That means to say that to ensure the actual decisions and the actual the way that they are going to comply to this actual decisions, and the decisions that are taken by the top management in adherence to the firm's ethical standards, suitable mechanisms should be established. So for example, paying attention to the values and the ethics in recruiting and hiring. We are not going to hire any substandard people for the higher post, or the people who are equally qualified should be given the opportunity and without any kind of bias. So these are the ethics that are to be followed by the recruitment and then the hiring, and maximum emphasis to be given to the local community wherever they are hiring, and there should be a special advantage that is to be given or extended by the business organization towards the local community. And the fourth one is the involving employees at all levels. That means to say that there should be a democratic move, and they should be involved in the decision making process. If the employees are involved in the decision making process at the different levels, then it is going to uphold the moral values and the commitment towards the success of the organization. So their involvement is a must. Next is the measuring results. It is difficult to accurately measure the end results of ethics program because it is going to involve the intangible values like reliability, behavior, company's brand image, and all this. But it could be definitely monitored by the choice, by the relationship that it is established between the people who are working in the organization and the interpersonal relationship of the employees, and that is to be discussed and that is to be reported to the top management for the further course of action. And these are the elements of the business ethics. So after learning the elements of the business ethics, let's understand what is corporate governance in the next video, next lecture video. And here in the corporate governance, we are going to see the definitions, and need for corporate governance. Thank you all for being here with me. Thank you all for participating in this lecture video series discussion session. Thank you everyone. See you all in the next video. Thank you.